drop in quality is one of the leading causes of the comic book movie fatigue. Well, a lot of us would say we don't really have comic book movie fatigue, we have mediocre movie fatigue, and the novelty of comic book movies has faded to where it's not enough just to do a team-up movie. It's not enough just to do a multiverse movie. It's not enough to just do cameos. It's not enough just to have big spectacle with the sky beam and superpowered people with capes punching evil people with capes flying around. We've seen all of that before. We want to see something new and different. And so I think that's where the fatigue is coming from. The mediocrity, the sameness, the factory filmmaking, the turning the MCU into McDonald's. It's that which has left people like, I don't really care that much. But I think you have a series of things that all kind of happened at the same time that caused excitement to feel like it disappeared really quickly. First off, excitement for the comic book movie genre and the MCU peaked in 2019 because they had done something no one else had done before and they pulled it off. So everyone else had been tripping up, fumbling, putting out mediocre all forever, and the MCU just had this run where it just felt like they found a way to really keep building momentum. And it got really big with Avengers, and that elevated all of the Captain America movies and could take risks, and those worked. And there wasn't a big hype going into Age of Ultron, but everything went up in phase 2. All the excitement went up. And then they did a series of things where we were building towards it, getting all this excitement. Oh, why is my broadcast ending? And am I losing you guys? What is this warning? I might be done. Did I disappear? Am I still here? Maybe it only cut out on Facebook. That's weird. Am I still here? Yeah, I had a message appear on my screen saying this was ending, but it doesn't seem like it ended. Anyway, so it builds up, and they did something no one else had done before, and they made really good films, and the franchise as a whole was really interesting, and so you peaked. So there was you can't sustain the culmination of everything. You're going to have a drop. But right as the drop happens, you also have them doing Disney Plus. And so then mandated we have to dramatically increase the quantity. And in doing so, the quality and consistency became a lot shakier. This is also at a window of time where DC was there wasn't a lot of excitement, a very fractured fandom. And so they're not picking up the slack there. And so you get into 2021 and people are super excited January 2021 when WandaVision comes out. But clearly the shows weren't as good as a whole. Or they underwhelmed. They hadn't cracked the code to do TV shows the way they cracked the code to do movies. And then some of the movies start coming out and they kick it off with Black Widow, it's a really weird, let's do our first movie in phase 4. Black Widow's an odd pick. That was weird. So it was an odd choice. It was bad timing. And then they put out 4 movies in 6 months. And so you have a dip in quality in a window of time where it was already going to be a little bit less exciting. There's always going to be a drop, but then the quality also just wasn't as strong. And then there's oversaturation where it feels like there's just so much to watch and you can't keep up with it all. And so you just have a series of things all at the same time that just kind of creates that scenario to where you just feel like, I don't know, I'm not going to keep up with this. And I think more of what happened for a lot of people was they were in the category, I watched every MCU movie because it was only 3 per year for a long time. At the peak of it, it was 3 per year in the first 3 phases. It was 1 movie per year, sometimes 2 per year. 1 year, there was no movie. Then it was 3, but that's seeing a movie every 3 months. You can do that to keep up with everything. You miss one in the theater, you just watch it around home. It's 1 movie. But then all of a sudden it was multiple TV shows you got to catch up on. And 4 movies in 6 months is a lot. 4 movies in 6 months plus a TV show every 2 months. So there's just so much oversaturation and it's just too much of a mediocre thing. The quality dipped and then there was a lot of it. I think it was that scenario, that combination of things. I don't think you could keep up the quality at that amount of output. And then it was decentralized. It still doesn't have any of that sense of building towards something that the first three phases had. Phase 1 was building towards the first Avengers movie. Phase 2 was when are we going to get back together while building out some of this lore of Infinity Stones. And then Phase 3 was very much about building to the Infinity War. And like, we know Kang's out there, we know multiverse is a thing, but it doesn't feel like each of these is an important piece that will play in the near future. I've said it many times before, we have no idea when are we going to see Shang-Chi again. Even earlier in this stream, we're talking about U.S. Agent. We haven't seen him in 3 years. We haven't seen Bucky in 3 years. And so it's just a lot of that to where it's all these little things to where we don't care enough about the new characters. We're not seeing anyone enough. It doesn't feel like it's building. It's stacking on top of each other. It's just spread out. The quality's less. Overall, I mean, there's pieces that are still really good, but it's all of that at the same time. And that's where you create the scenario of just like, I don't care. Oh, Guardians 3 is good? Okay, I'll go check that one out. I'm in no rush to see the Marvels, and who cares about this? And it's that grumbly, abandoned sense.
Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon live streams. I do about 6 live streams every single month. For $2 per month, $20 per year, you can get access to all the exclusive videos and live streams. For $5 per month, you get your name on my end card. At the top tier, you get a 30-minute video chat with me each month. The link down below in the description has more information.